How do you create multiple income streams from one idea? I'm going to tell you in this episode, but before I do, make sure you have gone to herownmagic.com/65 and you've grabbed my free download of 65 digital products that you can create and sell online. That is a great way to get started with multiple income stream ideas. Go grab that, and here we go into this episode. What's up, magical human? Hey, if you're like me and you want to create a bigger impact on the world, why not share your knowledge and talents with others? Welcome to the podcast where I share marketing strategies, product creation tips, and real life stories of how women all over the world are using their knowledge and creativity to build a life and business they love on their terms. I'll share with you over a decade of knowledge and show you how you can take what you already know and do and package it into a digital product like a course, membership site, or digital download that sells globally. I'm Amy Jo, and you're listening to the Digital Magic Podcast. My voice has a mind of its own today, so if I get a little squeaky, that's why. Anyways, just stay with me. This is going to be a good one because I am still riding the wave of adrenaline and awesomeness from this weekend. So I'm going to tell you all about it. What happened this weekend? Well, if you don't know yet, I wrote 2 children's books. The second one just came out. The first one's The Magical Mind of Mitzi. The second one is Mitzi's Magical Idea. It's brand new. And it's probably been like 2 of my favorite projects that I've maybe ever done. There's just something about having an idea and then being able to hold it and you can see it and flip through the pages. I don't know. I can't even put that feeling into words. And so this weekend was my very first author event. Book signing, selling, meeting other authors. It was the coolest thing. There was about 50 authors there. There was a keynote speaker. It was a whole event and it was so much fun. And maybe I just don't have words today because I can't put into words the feeling of being surrounded by a group of people who are sharing their creative talents, their creative gifts, things that they have created and made and are selling and like giving back to the world. It's literally the most magical setting. Especially for me, I love that. It was so exciting. And so being able to talk to all of these other authors and hear about their process for publishing their books, struggles that they've had, struggles that I've had, and just kind of networking and sharing ideas and thoughts and magic happened on that day. And so I thought I would share with you all about that first off, but then different ways that you can diversify any idea that you have into multiple income streams. So this event that I'm going to be talking to you about obviously was for authors. Now, it doesn't matter if you are an author or not, but you probably have an idea. Since you are listening to this podcast, you probably have an idea of something that you want to create. Maybe it's something that you're really good at. Maybe it's one-on-one services. Maybe it's a digital product. Maybe it is a book. Whatever it is, you probably have the idea. And so I want this episode to be kind of a sprinkle of inspiration for you that we don't just have to sell one thing. Yes, in the beginning, it's the easiest to sell one thing or, sell one idea and one product for a while until you get really good at selling that thing. And then you have the opportunity and the option in this amazing life to diversify and create additional income streams. So additional products, additional services, whatever that looks like for you. So I'm going to give you some examples of things that I witnessed at this author event. And I don't know, you can just take these examples and kind of fit them to what you're interested in doing or ideas that you may have. And here we go. Are you ready? You're ready. So this author event, it was all day on Saturday. You go in, you set up your booth, you have your books, you have a way for people to purchase your books, you sign the books. It's the coolest thing. So not only do you get to talk with your customers and, see who is actually really attracted to your book, what are they saying? Do they like the cover? Do they like the words? What draws them over to your booth? That in itself is just fun to watch. So you get to mingle, obviously, with your customers, but then you're surrounded by all of these amazing authors. And so for me, I was in the children's book section, obviously, because I wrote children's books. And so everyone else who had a booth around me were children's book authors. And so I got to meet several of them. And I think, and for me, my plan when it was to, write my first children's book, it just kind of happened. It was kind of a thought in the back of my mind for my entire life, like, oh, that would be so cool. I love children's books. Even before I had a son, I had a collection of children's books because I just love them. I love the illustrations. I love the words, the inspiration that comes from them. I love everything. So when it actually happened, that my book happened, that was all that I thought about, was like writing my book. And this is going to be so cool, and it's going to be a creative outlet for me, and then I get to share this with other people and share this with kids. I love kids. But that was all that I was thinking in that moment. And that's probably, if you've ever thought about writing a book, or you're thinking about selling something, you're probably thinking about that one thing. So I want to tell you about some of the authors that I met at this event and some ways that they have diversified their business and added in additional products and additional revenue streams. And I'm going to give you some ideas of other ones that I think authors could add in as well. Now, children's books, children, what do children love? Children love toys. They love stuffed animals. So obviously, after writing a children's book, that might be the very first thing that someone, like that first next step. I've looked into it. I've gotten quotes and pricing as far as adding a little Mitzi doll to my book. I just think that would be the coolest thing. I just haven't found the right company yet. I hope someday that would happen, but I'm just not there yet. But there was a woman there who was there, and she had plushes that matched perfectly with her book. And so I got to talk with her, and they were based off of her niece and nephew. And I just think that is the sweetest and coolest thing. So there you go. You already have 2 income streams. You have your book, and then you have your plush. Now, this is where I get so excited, because one of the authors that I met, his name is Randall Spangler, and I talked to him a lot. I was so interested in like his process, and I talked to his illustrator, Lauren, who was there, bought the book. My son loves the book. The book is called D is for Draglings, and it's just so great. We have read it multiple times just since Saturday. And the artwork is what drew me to the table. Like the cover artwork, they had a coloring book as well. But I was so fascinated and intrigued by the artwork that was on this book. It was so detailed. It was beautiful. And so I actually talked to them. I talked to Lauren first, and I was like, this book is so beautiful. I love it so much. And she was the one who did the writing for the book. So the books, the one that I have, D is for Draglings, is a rhyming book, and it's amazing. And she did all of that. And what she said was she met Randall about 22 years ago, and he was an artist. And so he had all of these prints of these dragon images, all of this artwork that he had done, just prints on prints on prints. And she was the writer. And so they connected, and she ended up going through all of his prints and pulling out the ones that were perfect for the book. And then she wrote the book based off of his artwork. Now, he had been traveling around selling artwork at different shows all over the U.S. and like different prints he would sell at these booths. And so when they got together, they decided to write a children's book together. So I just love this story. If you can't tell, I'm just smiling. My face hurts. I love this story because 1, collaboration. 2, they both got to live out dreams of having a children's book, and, an additional way to sell his artwork by having 26 pieces within one book so that people can enjoy his artwork in multiple different ways. But it doesn't stop there. So that was the story that I got from Lauren as we were talking back and forth about this. And I'm just like, tell me more. This is so fun. I love this. And so, of course, I had to go back to my booth and like do my thing. And so I actually went back over because I saw Randall working on one of his dragling pieces of artwork. He was doing his color pencil, and so we talked about that because I have an art background as well. Like, I love to paint. I just love all things creative, okay? All the time. And so we talked about his process. Then I went back to my booth, and then Randall came over, and then we just kept talking. And because I was so intrigued about just his life and his process and what he is doing. So what we talked about so far is he was selling prints, right? That's one income stream. He has multiple children's books, another income stream. He has a coloring book, another income stream. And then he says art licensing. And that's when my ears perked up, because if you have been listening to this podcast for a minute, I have talked about, art licensing and being so interested in it. And it's a way that artists can license their work to bigger companies that then can sell products with your artwork on it. And then you get paid royalties. And so as soon as he said that, I was like, let's do more. Tell me everything. As much as you want to tell me all the things. And so he actually licenses his artwork to a cross stitch company and a diamond painting company and a puzzle company. And I was just eating this information up. Tell me more all the time. So if you go to Amazon right now, you can actually see his diamond paintings on there. I think they have some of the cross stitch on there. You can see some of the products that he is licensing his artwork to. And all of this to say is that all of this started with one idea, and that one idea was him selling art prints, selling his artwork, something that he enjoyed doing, something that he was passionate about, sharing his gifts with other people, with the world. Okay? So it starts with that initial idea, and then look at the brand that he's built. Look at what he's continued to do. He has a channel now. He goes live on YouTube, and you can watch his process, which I love, which is the coolest. And, and so we started talking about print on demand, and I started telling him some companies that I've used and how I'm still kind of searching for the perfect thing and what that kind of looks like. And it was just such an awesome event this weekend. And it was just really, really cool. But the purpose of this episode is to inspire you and to encourage you that one idea that you have can turn into multiple things. And it doesn't matter if you're an artist, if you're an author, if you are a coach, if you're a consultant, if you are just starting out and you want to do a million things and you can't pick the one right thing. Let me tell you, I am a multi-potentialite. I am multi-passionate. I am multi-everything. I'm interested in everything all the time. And you're allowed to branch out. You're allowed to have multiple products. You're allowed to have multiple income streams. You're allowed to have multiple businesses. You're allowed to be a multi-dimensional human. You do not just have to live life in 2D or 3D or whatever the saying is. Okay? So as you are brainstorming, as you're making your list, as you're getting started, as you are looking to scale or grow your online business, keep this stuff in mind. How are there opportunities for me to branch out and bring in additional revenue streams into my life and business? What does that look like? What do I have time for? Can I outsource anything? A lot of people get stuck on the time thing. Oh, I don't have time to make this. Oh, I don't have time to make that. I totally get it. I understand. But is there a way that you can collaborate? Is there a way that you can bring in somebody else, just like what Lauren and Randall did, where he didn't want to write, but they met and she wrote, and now they have this amazing, beautiful product, multiple products. So are there ways that you can collaborate with other people to make that next step, to bring in additional revenue streams, to add partnerships, whatever that may look like for you? I hope this episode was helpful. Let me know in the Facebook group. Head on over to herownmagic.com/65 to grab that download. And the Facebook group is Digital Product Female Entrepreneurs Facebook group. Tag me in there, say hello, tell me what you do, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Aw, man, this episode's over, but that's okay. You can come hang out in the Digital Product Female Entrepreneurs Facebook group. Hang out with thousands of us making digital products, creating awesome, cool things, and selling them to the world. Come get inspired. Come hang out with us. There's thousands of us there, and we cannot wait to support you. Now, if you need some ideas on digital products that you can create and sell, go to herownmagic.com and download my freebie. It's 65 digital products you can create and sell by this weekend. It is waiting for you there. Go check it out. And you have an amazing week. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time. Go create your own magic.